I just don't understand. Why do you want something to be wrong with you so bad? I've received this exact comment or some form of this comment probably a million times over the course of my life. From loved ones to strangers on the internet, everyone seems to want to know the answer to this question. So today, I'm gonna answer it. Hi there, my name is Megan and welcome to the Neurocuriosity Club, the only channel that I know of that is specifically for people who think they might be autistic, they might be ADHD, but they're just not sure. Let's get curious about our brains together. First, let's break down what this question even means. See, usually people ask this question whenever I'm exploring a new diagnosis, which is something that's happened a lot over the course of my life. It happened when I thought I had depression, it happened when I thought I had bipolar, and when I thought I had borderline, and when I thought I had OCD, and autism, and ADHD, and trauma, and so much more. Yes, I have thought that I might have a lot of different things, and we'll dig into that more in a minute, but first I want to explore language. To me, the question, why do you want there to be something wrong with you so bad, has two key words, and that is want and wrong. To want is to yearn for something, and we don't usually yearn for stuff that we already have. So when you ask me why I want there to be something wrong with me so bad, what you're very clearly implying to me is that there isn't anything wrong with me, but that I want there to be, and you don't understand why. Next up, let's explore the word wrong. So wrong means bad, deficient, incorrect. Things that I have always believed about myself, but that other people apparently don't believe about me, despite the way they consistently make me feel. For someone to make fun of you for certain traits and then claim that you don't have those traits that they just made fun of you for is like supreme gaslighting. Okay, so we've talked about the word want and we've talked about the word wrong. Now let's talk about the question as a whole. Why would someone ask me why I want there to be something wrong with me so bad? What is the intention of that question? And what kind of response are they expecting? In my experience, this question is not really a question. It's a judgment that is meant to say nothing is wrong with you, get over yourself. Now, if I'm being a bit more generous, someone could also mean, I love you the way you are, and I don't understand why you want to assign yourself labels that could invite judgment from others. But what they don't realize is by refusing these labels, that's another form of judgment. You are judging me as not really struggling, or not struggling enough to meet the definition of whatever label it is that I am exploring at the time. Which of course leads to the real problem with this question, which is that it's incredibly invalidating. When someone says to me, why do you want there to be something wrong with you so bad? And when that clearly implies that nothing is actually wrong with me, what that means is that they don't see how much I'm struggling. Not only that, but there's also an added, and I don't want to see how much you're struggling. Because it's not like I'm quiet about it. It's not like the signs aren't there. And instead of asking me to expand on why I think a certain diagnosis fits me or what about that diagnosis applies to my situation, people are shutting me down by saying, no, nothing's wrong with you. Your struggle isn't valid. So in case I haven't been explicit enough about my struggles, in case you believe I have been hiding them, here they are, laid out for you. What are you doing? Oh, me? I'm working on a resource roundup for one of my one-on-one clients. What is a resource roundup? It's a really cool collection of Instagram accounts, academic articles, online tests they can take, podcast episode, YouTube channels, and so many more resources that pertain specifically to what we've talked about in our sessions. That actually sounds really helpful. What do you put in a resource roundup? Well, for this particular client, we are primarily focusing on shame and stories we tell ourselves about who we are and how we can tell stories that are more helpful, more honest, and more compassionate to ourselves. That's kind of awesome. Yeah, but I mean, for some of my clients, we focus a lot more on productivity. For other clients, we focus on emotional dysregulation. And for other clients, we focus on interpersonal relationships. It's super, super customizable when you work with me one-on-one. So what should people do if they're watching right now and they want their own resource roundup? They want to work with you. Oh, they can just go to the description and book a discovery call with me. I love meeting with people before I decide to work with them just to make sure we're a good fit. Oh yeah, get back to work and we'll get back to the video. Oh yeah, thanks, okay. Number 1, intense emotional sensitivity. My emotions have always felt like they're the ones driving the car, which is exhilarating when I'm happy and terrifying when I'm upset because I don't feel like I'm in control. Other people's words can cut me down in a moment when they don't even realize they said something wrong. I'm prone to depression and anxiety, and before I found out the right medications for me, I had meltdowns on a regular basis. Struggle number 2 is executive dysfunction. From elementary school to college, I forget to put my name on my paper. In grad school, I lost my keys for 3 months. I routinely have to wash my clothes several times because when I wash them the first time, I end up leaving them in the washer because I forgot about them, and then they get stinky because they're all wet and just sitting there in a closed container, and so I have to wash them again. And finally, I have flirted with failing almost every single strict deadline I've ever had, from my undergraduate thesis to my graduate thesis to my book deal that I'm working on right now, because I have put off working on it until the very last possible second. Struggle number 3 are sensory sensitivities. Loud public toilets that go off automatically made me cry until an age that many people would consider inappropriate. And frankly, I still hate them. I am always seeking tactile stimulation, whether that looks like scratching my arms or pinching my legs or rubbing my feet together. But at the same time, I'm incredibly sensitive to touch from others, and even a very gentle pat on the back can be genuinely painful for me. And finally, struggle number 4 is that I feel like I'm at war with myself. I've often wondered if it's possible to be allergic to your own personality. It's like who I am is split in a million different directions, and all of us are fighting with each other. It's really hard to make all of me happy and healthy and content. Many people in my life and online have seen me struggle with these things. But instead of seeking to accommodate me and my needs, they sought to change my needs or to deny that those needs were even real. Thus the question, why do you want there to be something wrong with you so bad? Because the thing about someone like me is that I've thought that I had almost everything in the DSM at some point. And it's really easy to dismiss somebody like that because you can't have everything in the DSM. That's not really a thing. But you know what is a thing? Comorbid conditions. It's incredibly common to have multiple things in the DSM, even if you don't have them all. And you know what else is a thing? Obsessively searching for labels that would explain why you have constantly felt different and deficient and broken when everyone in your life keeps telling you that you're both normal and wrong. You can't call me dramatic and in the same breath tell me that nothing's wrong with me. You insinuated something was wrong with me when you called me dramatic. You just don't want there to be something clinically wrong with me, because that would make you the jerk for invalidating someone who is actually going through something that you can't imagine. Look, if I seem angry, that's because I am. And if you're watching this and this is feeling a little familiar to you too, it's okay for you to be angry as well. We can love people and recognize that they love us while also recognizing the ways in which they've hurt us. Because for our experiences to be invalidated and gaslighted and dismissed over and over and over, only for people to have the gall to ask us why we want something to be wrong with us so bad when we have been made to feel wrong our whole lives, not by ourselves, but by the people around us, that's infuriating. Look, I'm sure there's more, but here's the gist. I'm struggling. And I have been struggling for most of my life. This is not to say that my life has been a bad one. It's been beautiful. But it's also been hard. And it's not my fault if there are people in my life or online who cannot hold those two truths together. I'm learning that I can. So, why do I want there to be something wrong with me so bad? Because I'm different. And I always have been. I'm autistic and ADHD, and I have major depressive disorder and a history of trauma, and all of these things have combined to make me a conflicted, neurotic person obsessed with labels and chronically misunderstood. I don't always love being me. But I'll be damned if I let other people make me feel bad about trying to understand myself and why I hurt the way that I do. And I'll be damned if you let them do that to you either. You don't want there to be something wrong. You just recognize that you're different. And it's okay to want to understand why. I'll see you all next time.